Hmm. Hmm. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Bikram Yoga. Toes and heels together at the top of the tower mat, standing pose. This is really Tadasana mountain pose. Bikram calls it standing pose. What matters is that you're practicing yoga. This is the most important posture of your standing series. If you can't do a little thing, how can you do a big thing? Gaze between the brows. Interlace the fingers, place the knuckles under the chin, cross the thumbs, tips of the thumbs are in contact with the throat. If you haven't done it before, move with the dialogue. You can watch a couple rounds if you need to. Bring your elbows together, exhale through the nose, toes and heels together. And inhale. Inhale slowly through the nose. 6-second inhale, long, slow flow, moving the arms and breath together. When you're framing the face, draw the belly in tightly, drop the head back in one motion. Exhale, loud H-A-ha sound as you slowly bring the arms together. A nice long 6-second exhale. Keep it strong and consistent. Elbows high and forward. Inhale. Don't let the elbows drop even a little bit. So start to let the mind vanish into your process already. Frame the face. Draw the belly in tightly. Drop the head back. Exhale. And I'd like everybody to affirm this is going to be your very best yoga practice today. Strong, supported posture is always your best, not managing your energy. Inhale. This is your best version of pranayama, deep breathing right now. Some of you need to soften your traps up a little bit. It's a nice class. Exhale, head drops back in one motion. Eventually, I'd like you all to get the feeling the elbows are just floating in the same place. Keep them high and forward to the mirror. Inhale, press the chin into the knuckles, changing the gaze very slowly. You should take about half of the time just to see yourself in the mirror. Pat, I should make you be there every day. Exhale, let the elbows stick there. Strong, consistent, fall into the exhale. Inhale. Think of nothing at all but your breath and your drishti and practicing your best yoga posture. Exhale. Strong and consistent, tight grip, elbows high, straight spine, please. Inhale. Don't drop the elbows even a little bit. Those of you with experienced practice. Not even a little bit. Exhale. Inhale for the last time in our first set. Perfect. Exhale. Take the time to drain the lungs completely on this last cycle. Fall into the gap at the bottom of the exhale. Stay there, not uncomfortable, indifferent. Arms at your side, eyes in the mirror. We've got a nice yoga class here, folks. Standing pose, rolling the shoulders out if you need to, but only if you need to. Second set, interlace the fingers opposite pinky in front, knuckles under the chin, cross the thumbs, tips of the thumbs at the throat, elbows together, exhale. Inhale. Strong, consistent breath. I want you to hear and feel your breath. Exhale. Use the full 6 seconds. Inhale. So there's a timing like our power yoga. This is vinyasa yoga. We want to find that flow here. Look into the mirror, third eye drishti. Exhale. Inhale. Boy, you guys have been trained well. Don't drop your elbows, Ariana. Exhale. Thinking of nothing other than strong, consistent pranayama, deep breathing. Inhale. Always technically correct. Whatever we do today, I don't care what your flexibility is, always technically correct. Exhale. Lots of strong bodies. Inhale. Stay with your flow. So we want to establish a flow right now. Get mesmerized by the breath. Very present with it. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Fall into the gap. Arms at your side, eyes in the mirror, rolling the shoulders out if you need to, but only if you need to. No wasted motion, no wasted effort. Inhale the arms over that. Interlace the fingers, extend the index fingers and cross the thumbs with your chin up and biceps back behind the ears, stretch up, locking the arms up from the elbows. Get a good tight Bikram grip from the elbows and come down to the right and to the left. The grip is a big deal. It's a true story. I practiced this posture multiple times every day for probably almost 20 years when I realized how important the grip is. It just changes the whole posture when we get that nice tight grip. It makes it nice and long and strong. And then come back to a center position. So every time in the center position, chin up, arms back, stretch up, and glue your palms together as tight as you can get your grip. And pull with the right arm, press your hips out to the left. Care zero how far down you come visually. Keep the right shoulder forward and the left hip forward, pressing through your left heel. Beautiful. So there's an opening happening. You're not just leaning down. You're tucking the right shoulder under a little bit as you lift through the right middle rib cage, lifting your chest. I'm going to say that again, though. The dialogue says lift your chest. I want you to lift your right middle rib cage to lift your left middle rib cage up. And kind of there's a little bit of this opening as you tuck the right shoulder under, just a little bit. Not too far, like the shoulders and hips are on the wall together. This looks beautiful. Push your hip out a little bit further. Push through the heel. Nice relaxed breath. Just a nice easy breath. And come back up to a center position. Every time in the center, chin up, arms back, stretch up, and glue your palms tightly. Pull with the left arm, press your hips out. Pushing through the right heel. Keep the right hip forward and the left shoulder forward. So everybody, bring your chin up and arms back to lift the chest. Lift the chest. Bring your chin up and arms back. It's like the back of the head and the arms are on a wall behind you. Bikram wants the weight in the heels right now. So push through your right heel. Beautiful. Locking the left arm out to lock the right arm out. Again, not just leaning down. You're stretching the right side of the body long as you tuck the left shoulder under just a little bit and lift your left middle rib cage up. Everybody, back of the head and arms on the wall. For some of you, it's like you want to point to the back left corner of the room. Macklin, get your left shoulder forward. Lift the chest to do it. You have to lift up out of it to do it. And come back up to center position. If you're out of alignment, you got to get back into alignment. Drop the head back easily as if it's on a hinge. Shake it out a little bit if you want to or feel as if you need to. Lift through your thighs, draw your low abs in, and look back and go back. Inhale into your backward bends, folks. Look back, go back. Active thighs support the sacrum. Really active thighs here, creating an airbag effect by drawing the low abs in a little bit here. So we're really protecting the spine in this very early back bend for a vinyasa class. Go back, look back, biceps back. Breathe. You got to be a little baby sips of breath are fine, but you have to breathe here. Nice. And lift through the chest. Come back up. Don't be in a hurry here. Inhale, stretch up. Lock your arms out from the elbows and hinge at the hips and fold. Flat back, arms with the ears, chin away from chest. Please do not drop the chin and drop your arms and round down. All the way to the floor. Nice, Caroline. So I want flat back, arms with ears, all the way to the floor, folks, and walk it out, squat it out. Be very clear. The dialogue says bend the knees. If you're coming down straight legs, rounding down, that's incorrect, and we got to get that out of the classroom. So toes and heels together here, everybody, unless you're pregnant, and that's not the two guys in the room doing it. Squat down, cup the heels from behind, bend your knees. Try to step on your fingertips if your flexibility allows. Squeeze the knees together, tuck the chin under your knees, and lift the hips up, pull the forehead into the shins. It's a lot of setup, but if you just do that setup, you're all nice and tight. Tucking the chin under the knees sticks your torso on the thighs. That's where we want it. Pull hard. If you're peeking through your knees, try to squeeze the peak out. And there's no ambiguity in the Bikram dialogue. Touch your forehead to your shins. You're going to try right. If you can't, you can't. But you're really trying right to touch your forehead to your shins. Work your hands behind your legs. Work your hands behind your legs. And release. Arms with the ears. Interlace the fingers. Chin away from chest. Flat back. Come up. Inhale up. Flat back up. Exhale your arms to your side. Straight arms to your side. Standing pose. The benefit happens here. The yoga is really in the stillness. It's not in the activity at all. Second set. Excellent. Opposite pinky in front. Inhale the arms over the head. Interlace the fingers. Extend the index fingers. Cross the thumbs. Chin up. Arms back. Glue your palms out. And pull with the right arm. Press your hips out. So even though there was a good flow in my dialogue, I am expecting that you did all of those things. I've got a really well-trained yoga class here. And new students, just slip right in, play the yoga game. You've got lots of good examples of how to do this, and you guys are good new students. So bring the back of the head and the arms onto the wall. Again, we want to have this opening feeling, much better. Now draw your abs and middle ribs in and get your back nice and flat. There, do that what you just did one more time. That's where I want you. So I don't care how far down you're coming. Are you breathing at all? You got to breathe. Push your hips out, push the middle ribs out. Nice, everybody. Come back up. Some beautiful half moon. Every time, same dialogue. Chin up, arms back, stretch up and glue your palms. Pull with the left arm, press your hips out. The weight should be in the heels. That should be happening naturally as you bring the chin up, as you bring the arms back. Pushing through your right heel, push the hips out. So for some of y'all, it's like I have my hand on your hip. You want to push it away from you as you lift the left middle rib cage to lift the right middle rib cage. It's a short 30-second hold. Push the hips out a little bit more. And come back up to a center position. Drop the head back easily as if it's on a hinge. Shake it out a little bit if you want to or feel you need to. If you don't need to, there's no reason to do it. Lift through your thighs. Draw your low abs in and inhale into your back bend. So I want you to look back, go back, and bring the arms back last. Look back as far as you can, go back as far as you can. Bring the arms back with the ears. Straight elbows, straight knees. You must breathe to be in your yoga practice. It's a breath exercise. If you're not breathing, you're not in your yoga practice. Active thighs, point at what you're gazing at. So everybody's, for the last part, look back as far as you can and point at what you're looking at. Point at what you're looking at. Biceps back. And lift through the chest, some nice back bends. Inhale, stretch up and glue the palms, nice and tight, long and strong. Hinge at the hips and fold. Flat back, bend the knees, arms with the ears. So keep the biceps behind the ears the whole way. Nice. And walk it out, squat it out. Some really nice examples of it there, guys. Thank you. You want a watch in my room? Both of you are wearing watches in my room? What will I do with you? Bend the knees, squat down, cup the heels from behind. You think the rules changed? I got nice all of a sudden overnight? Torso to thighs. I actually have gotten a little nicer, I think, over the years. Tuck the chin and lift the hips up. Pull the forehead into the shins. Babies will do that. Touch your forehead to the shin. Just does. Life-changing, right? Can't do stupid shit anymore. Pull hard with your biceps and slide your torso down your thighs and really try to make that contact. Forehead to shin contact. Crown of the head, your crown chakra to the top of the feet. If your legs are straight, the weight should be in the balls of the feet. I've got to push through my big toes if I'm in a nice deep standing forward bend, right? Fall forward. And release. Arms with ears, flat back. Inhale, come up. The knees can be so soft. Inhale up, flat back. Perfect. Exhale, your arms to your side. Don't hurry. And practice standing pose. Let the posture wash through the body like a wave of energy and let it go with the breath. But feel the prana wash through the body. Feel the benefit that exists here. Step 6 inches to the right, heels behind the toes. The feet are at H, not a V. Bring the arms up in front of you so they're shoulder height and shoulder width. I call them karate chop hands. Round your shoulders forward. Lift your chest with inhale. Sit back, exhale. Back, not down. Back at least 3 feet. Like I pulled a chair up behind you. Emmy Bikram's right-hand person that's passed recently, last year or two, used to call it a duck butt in this posture and the next posture we're going to do. I want you to push your butt back and lift your chest up. Bikram calls it a cobra spine. I like that. I want you to make as big of a cobra spine as you can have. So it's a big deal for you to lift the chest and sit down. It's just yoga, never any resistance. It just makes it harder. And come back up. Beautiful. Onto the tips of the big toes. Keep your upper back flat on a wall. Knees up, heels up. Stretch through the arches of your feet, please. Tuck the tailbone. Perfect. And descend your imaginary wall. I don't care how far down you come. I care that your heels are high and we're stretching through the arches of the feet. That's the only reason this is in the Bikram sequence. I've got some nice focus happening here. So wherever you're at, just stop there. Beautiful. And bring your heels up. All the way up. And push on your wall, come back up, Lena, beautiful. Rock down, come back up an inch or two, you can't do any better than that. Squeeze the inner thighs and knees together tightly. Tuck the tailbone. Your legs can shake, they can burn. Don't let the knees separate. To a 10 count, descend your imaginary wall. Pointing the knees down and forward towards the floor. Bikram says 3 sides of a box now. When I learned this and learned to teach it, it was knees down and forward. Takes pressure off the knees, easier to balance. I want knees down and forward. Some of y'all are sitting on your heels right now. If you think that might be you, give it a little squeeze up. Let's squeeze it up. Upper back on the wall. So use your wall. Squeeze and push against the wall to come back up. Push against the wall. Slow down. Get through that sticky spot. Rock down when you're up, right foot back to left, arms at your side, eyes in the mirror. Really more like a martial arts standing series than a typical yoga standing series is the truth, folks. Discipline system. Second set, step 6 inches to the right, heels behind the toes. I give you time. Bring the arms up in front of you, shoulder height, shoulder width, round the shoulders forward, and sit back, exhale. It just kind of naturally happens on the exhale. So I'd like everybody in second set to get the feeling that if you dropped your arms down, you'd fall immediately on your butt. And by the way, I've been teaching this stuff for 20 years. I can see if that's true or not in your body. So that's about 50-50 right now. Lift the chest up and push back. Bring the toes up. Bring the balls of the feet up. And ask yourself right now, if you dropped your arms, would you fall immediately on your butt? Because that reach is what's keeping you up. And the lift through the chest. And slowly come back up onto the tips of the big toes. Knees up, heels up. Lift the knees to lift the heels like a puppet with strings on them. Keep your upper back on the wall. I don't care how far down you come. Slide down your wall. If you can come down thighs parallel, just nice and slow and controlled, do it. And if it's hard, every day it's going to be different. Slow that down, slow that down, slow that down. But it's not a competition to see if you can come down or not. The only reason this is in the sequence is to stretch your arches. Yep, thank you for listening to me there. And push your upper back on the wall, come back up, heels high, stay there. Rock down when you're up, come back up an inch or two only, move with me. Squeeze your inner thighs and knees together tightly, tuck the tailbone, push your back onto a wall, and descend your imaginary wall. Point the knees down and forward towards the floor. Stop before you get to the heels, and if you're leaning forward off the wall, stop there. Anybody leaning forward off a wall, you got to stop right there. And come on down. If you have healthy knees and there's a sticky spot, come on down below it. You can come down. Your training's forever. And squeeze and lift. You can't work any harder than that. Come back up. Come back up. When you are, rock down. Right foot back to left. Arms at your side. Eyes in the mirror. Slowing your heart rate down is yoga. Not raising it. Inhale your arms over there. Touch the palms. Nice long grip. Good grip here. Right arm under the left arm. Bring your hands on a prayer, thumbs in front of the face. Bring your arms down. Bring your elbows down. Sit down deep into a chair with that duck butt again. So really push your butt back and lift your chest up. Don't move anything else. Just bring the right leg up and over. So sit down into the posture a little bit deeper. Some of my original Bikram training was from a lady named Mary Jarvis that used to be Bikram's right-hand person. And she would have you get into a base. Little things were just a big deal and make a difference. And you have to hold the base as you're getting in and out of the posture. It changes everything when we establish that nice base. Lift the chest up. Bases are everything to me, folks. Good, solid bases. Now, don't get impatient here. Some of you starting to anticipate release. This is when I want you to settle in, not anticipate release. And change, excellent. Come back up, inhale, your arms up, long arms looking forward. Get a good grip here from the elbows. Left arm under the right arm. So we want to take long arms into the wrap, making a tourniquet effect. Arms down, elbows down, sit down deeper into a chair than you have yet in your class. So push the butt back, chest up, thighs parallel, and just bring the left leg up and over the right leg. You guys can be as good as you want to be. Lift your chest up. You're fidgeting and fussing, just sit down and lift your chest up. Low center of gravity. So you're lifting the chest. The shoulders should be very still. It's like a carpenter's level, shoulder to shoulder. That bubble just floats in the neck. So just settle on down into that low center of gravity there. Focus with your mind. Don't try to struggle with the body. And change, come back up. Excellent. Inhale your arms up, long arms. Right arm under the left arm. Arms down, elbows down, sit down. Thighs parallel, chest as high as you can lift it. Don't change anything. Right leg up and over the left leg. It's called easing your way into the asana. So as you're sitting down deeper and lifting the chest, it's actually getting easier as you're finding that sweet spot. It might take a little more energy, a little more focus, but we want to find that sweet spot in a low center of gravity. You've got to create it. It wants to be high. We want it to be low. So lift the chest and create a low center of gravity. Perfect. Perfect does not mean release. And change. Nice. Inhale the arms up. You can't do any better than you're doing. Left arm under the right arm. Arms down, elbows down. Sit down deep into a chair. Get a good tourniquet, chest up, sit down. Everybody come on down. Left leg up and over. I'm begging you. So what I'm seeing right there is the same thing I see in our warrior twos and power yoga sometimes. You guys don't want to come all the way down, thighs parallel, because it takes a lot of energy to do it. Sit a little deeper. Bring the knees to the left and lift the chest. Create that low center of gravity. So come all the way. What would that be like to sit all the way down? And change. Come back up. Inhale the arms up. Really tempted to do a third set. Relax your arms to your side. Whoa, there went that bullet right by the side of your head. Lock the left leg like a lamp post. Pick up the right leg, thigh parallel, foot under the knee, toes flexing back. Round down, thumbs with the fingers around the ball of the foot. So again here, get a nice base. That means a foot lock and a leg lock. Right thigh parallel, foot under the knee, or rounding forward, lifting the chest. So you're never dropping the chest in this posture. You're lifting the chest. Technically, your drishti is the little dimple over your locked left knee right now in the front mirror. You can look between your brows. It's become acceptable because when you extend, that's where you extend. And if you want to extend early, you always can. I like it that you hold the base for the first 30 seconds, folks. It's a different posture. We're using different core muscles here. You've got to lock your left leg all the way. And extend the right heel forward. If you know you can stand for 1 minute on the left leg, please extend forward. So it's not really an option, Maria. Kick it out for you. Maria, kick it out. Only one Maria. That's not hard for you. Bend the elbows. So I don't want you to manage your energy. I want this to be your best version of this posture right now. And if you need to use resting postures, that's part of hot yoga. Bend the elbows and pull now, Maria. Bend your elbows. Pull the toes back. Bend your elbows and pull and pull. Lift it up higher. Lift your leg up higher. One step at a time. Straight arms first. Through a base. Straighten your arms. Thank you. Thank you. Through a base. Thank you. You did it. And standing pose. Good save. That was a close one. Right leg locks. Pick up the left leg. Thigh parallel. Foot under the knee. Toes flexing back. And round down. Foot under the knee. Toes flexing back. Get your foot under your knee. Get a good base. Get a grip, everybody. We're on our 1 minute clock when everybody has a grip. So if you can't get the grip, Bikram wants you to quote, try right. He's going to want you to work your hands down the shin until eventually you can get that grip. The right foot lock and leg lock are a big, big deal. I don't know if he's gotten nicer over time, but he used to call people horrible names that would bend their knees in this posture. We want a total leg lock like you have no knee. Lift through the quadricep. And I want you to feel your abs active in the base. It's going to keep it out of your sacrum if you keep your abs active in your nice tight base. And extend here forward. Presume you can do it. I don't care if you use resting postures. So if you do know you can extend and maintain it, extend. Really the rule here is if you did it on the right side, do it on the left side. And let's give it a good pull. Aaron, if you're going to bend your elbows, you got to lock your leg. You can do it. You just do it. Pull the toes back. You're grabbing a little bit low. Pull it back. Now just stay focused and keep pulling. Find the balance in the tension. Find that tension to balance in. Straighten the arms first, please. Come through a good base. Standing pose. Don't be in such a hurry to get out of the posture. Got 2 sets, 1 set already. Left leg locks. Pick up the right leg. Thigh parallel. Foot under the knee. Toes flexing back. Let's move right along. Round down. We're really moving through our postures here, folks. Thumbs with the fingers around the ball of the foot. Left foot lock. Leg lock is priority. Extend your right heel forward to the front mirror. Jennifer, you've got to get you to lock your base leg out. 2 Jennifers in the room. If your leg's locked, then disregard. Bend the elbows and pull. So round down. If you're going to bring forward the knee, don't be afraid of it. Pick the heel up. So if you're bringing forward the knee, you've got to pick the leg up a little bit. It's almost like you're going to bring the knee to the forehead a little bit. Stay active. You don't have to do that today. And come out 1 step at a time. I'd rather you maintain it today. 1 step at a time. Keep it clean, please, through a base. Standing pose. Thank you for waiting very much. Right leg locks. Pick up the left leg. Thigh parallel. Foot under the knee. Toes flexing back. Round down. Thumbs with the fingers around the ball of the foot. Foot lock, leg lock. I say it every time because that's the priority. Breath, really. Extend the left heel forward to the front mirror. So if both arms and legs lock out, immediately bend your elbows and round down. Squeeze your lower leg, your shins with your elbows if you can. Locking the right leg to lock the left leg. If you're bringing forehead to knee, as soon as you change the gaze, the leg wants to pull you down. So you've got to pull a little bit harder, bend the elbows and use your biceps to pull the knee to the floor. Just stay there. 1 step at a time. Straight arms. Don't hurry, Caroline. Through a base. Don't hurry. To a standing pose. Left hand reaches to the ceiling. Right elbow on the right hip. Palm faces up. Bring the right hand straight back behind you. Pick up the right ankle from the inside without twisting your wrist. Touch your knees together first. So keep it nice and tight right down the center of the mat. Make your right shoulder vanish behind your left. Kick back, reach forward with your chest lifted. You never drop the chest. I hate the lean forward or drive the body forward. You're not ever dropping the chest in this posture. The left shoulders and the chin. You're lifting the chest. You're reaching and kicking, opening the shoulders, making that big bow happening. Bikram doesn't care if you open the hips or not. A lot of systems that have you keep the hip down. Bikram's not one of those systems. So I want the right shoulder to actually vanish behind the left. Now, I don't want you to roll the hip over. You can open it, but I don't want you to roll it over so the foot stays flat. And then keep kicking. Now, both hands high. Just bring both hands high. Fill that. So both hands high. Just lift your chest and bring both hands high, and you'll find your balance point. And come out nicely. Lift and reach for your base. Standing pose. Lose the judgment. It's Bikram yoga, folks. There's nothing easy about this. Although you all are making this look really easy right now, please continue to. Right hand reaches up. Left elbow on the left hip. Palm up. Bring the left hand back behind you. Pick up the ankle from the inside. Touch your knees together. Lift your chest and open the shoulders. So I want most of y'all to try to create the biggest back bend you can standing straight up. You're going to lift the chest and kick and reach the body. The warrior two shoulders. Feel that tension. And then there's nowhere else to go with the power of the kick but forward. You don't drop the chest. You lift the chest and drive forward with the kick, and the reach is bringing you forward. Lifting the chest is your counterbalance. So again, the kick and the reach are driving the body forward. The lift through the chest is almost like an antagonist. It's your counterbalance. Stay in a strong kick. Be determined to stay in your kick. Your heart rate's supposed to be going up. Breathe into your yoga posture. Just think about opening your shoulders. Stay right there. Please stay there. And come out nicely. Lift and reach for your base. Standing pose. Your heart rate's supposed to be up. Left hand reaches to the ceiling. Right elbow on the right hip, palm up. Bring the right hand straight back behind you. Pick up the right ankle from the inside. Touch your knees together. Think about where you left off at. Lift your chest up and open up your body. Just open up a big bow, but I want you to open up right to the point you left off at. So for some of you, that means as you're opening the bow, the body's going to drive forward. We don't ever want to resist the body driving forward if you've really got that nice lift happening. That's where the tension of the bow is going to come from. And then kick so hard you can only fall forward. Both hands high. Drive the body forward until it's parallel to the floor. Drive the body forward. Stay right there. Stay right there. And come out nicely. Lift and reach for your base. Reach for your base. Knee in. Standing pose. I know you can bring the heart rate up because I'm watching y'all do it. Can you bring it down? Can you slow and shallow your breath? In this moment. Right now. Not hypothetically. Right now. Can you do it? Takes practice. Right hand reaches up, left elbow on the left hip. That's what I want y'all to practice here. Bring the left hand back behind you. Pick up the left ankle from the inside. Touch your knees together. Kick straight back down the center of the mat. Reach straight forward to your third eye in the front mirror. So open your shoulders. We've got a lot of really muscular people in here, guys in particular. I really need you to lift and open. Lift your chest and stretch your shoulders open. This is all a standing upper back and shoulder stretch for some of y'all in the room right now. It helps me to balance when I think that way. Stand and stretch. Wherever you're feeling your stretch, beautiful. Focus, kick and reach. Just stay right there, Macklin. This is where our work is right now. And come out nicely. Lift and reach for base. Knee in. That's all right. Standing pose. That's all right. You finished? Move to the back of the towel or mat. Keep your eyes off the floor. Stay present. Inhale your arms over the head. Interlace the fingers. Extend the index finger across the thumbs. Chin up, arms back. Stretch up and glue your palms out. From the elbows, step forward on the right leg. Bring your left foot up off of the floor. Keep the foot flat, hip down, and pivot. Every muscle in your body is active as you lift and reach. I like the gaze in the mirror. Bikram originally taught this posture like we do Warrior 3. I do want your hands interlaced, index finger extended, but gaze in the mirror. Use your third eye drishti, laser pointer at third eye. Change. That's a nice hold. Come back up. Step your right leg back. Lock it out here. Chin up, arms back. Squeeze the palms. Step forward on the left leg. Bring your right foot up. Keep the foot flat and pivot. Lift it through the chest, long down the mat. Third eye drishti. So the way I teach this posture is I want laser pointer on your third eye and I want you looking at it. Outside knuckle of your thumb can work too. It should be the same sight. Outside knuckle of the thumb translates into third eye drishti. Don't get tired of it. Change. Come back up. Step the left leg back. Bring your arms to your side. A bunch of y'all thought I was going to bail you out of that hold there. I don't know what just happened. You're in it. When you're in it, stay in it. I don't care if you do the next 5 postures. Try to stay in your postures. Inhale the arms over the head, opposite pinky in front. Interlace the fingers. Extend the index finger, cross the thumbs, chin up, arms back, lock your arms, step forward on the right leg. Bring your left foot up off of the floor and pivot. Look forward. If you want to look at the floor, that's fine, but it's like 4 feet ahead of you on the floor. Chin away from chest with the chest lifted. When the gaze comes into the front mirror, the chest lifts and the upper back gets flat. That's what I see. Change. Come back up. Step your right leg back. Lock it out here. Chin up, arms back. Squeeze your palms. Step forward on the left leg. Bring your right foot up off of the floor and pivot. So I don't care how far down you bring your body. I want you flat. So you're lifting the leg to bring the body forward. Chin away from chest. Rotate your hip down. You can do this. Not you. Lift the chest. Now just lift into that. Lift into it. 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 Change. Come back up. Step the left leg back. Arms at your side. Please pivot to the left side of the yoga room so we can stay on the mat and not slip on the hardwood floor. I wish we had a mirror here, but it's an interesting room we have. Inhale the arms over there. Just one set in our 75-minute class. Step up, take a big 4-foot step to the right. Arms parallel, wrists over ankles. If you know your forehead's going to touch the floor here, step a little bit closer. Chin away from chest. Turn your toes in. Turn your toes in, unless it's not good for your knees, please. And swan dive down. Flat back, lifted through the chest. So slide the hands down the back of the legs. If you can cup your heels from behind, cup the heels from behind. Bikram does say if you can get the sides of the feet, you can cup behind the heels. I am going to try to stop saying the name Bikram in the coming year. It's just tricky when you've taught thousands and thousands of blank classes. Touch your forehead to the floor, and that is what it is, right? It's the brand. Call it Bishnu Ghosh Yoga. Touch your forehead all the way back between the heels. No one knows what that is, though, right? So we have to identify a product. That's the bottom line. We have to identify a product. Some of you need to look a lot deeper. So if I'm really nice and hot, I'm going to try to touch my nose between my heels, basically. My hips are forward ahead of my toes. I've fallen out of this posture, the big pop forward multiple times. Pearlie, you ever fallen forward out of this posture? You haven't? She's got her hips way forward. Release, arms to the side. Lift through the chest, come up. She's got a huge posture there. Right foot back to left, arms over your head. Relax your arms down. And standing pose. That's the difference. We know how to practice standing pose. We know how to practice dead pose. We know how to be still. Triangle pose. Inhale the arms over there. Touch your palms together. Step 4 feet to the right. Arms parallel, wrists over the ankles. Arms parallel, wrists over ankles. Pivot out on the right heel. Keep your right hip forward as you lunge into the right leg. I teach an old school entry. Palms forward, chin to back, left shoulder, and tilt. Right elbow to the inside of the right knee. So we want that joint-on-joint contact, and I know y'all don't like that last little bit, but technically you're supposed to be what Colleen's, you're supposed to be touching your middle finger between your big toe and first toe. So for almost everybody, not everybody, for almost everybody, meaning the knee has to come out over the toes, more like I teach a lunge, ideally, with the knee over the toes, then the joints stack. If you're not touching elbow to, and elbow to knee, I don't want you to drop down below it to do it either. Keep the back thigh lifted. Let's get really active through the back leg. Hold your lunge and come up. Your legs are getting huge, Jake. Come back up. Hold your lunge. Just be patient. There's no mistakes. Straighten the right leg. Right toes in, left toes out, and lunge into the left leg, keeping the left hip forward. So hips and shoulders square to the side of the room. Chin is over the chest. There should be no gaze change to the back of the room. It's not a warrior pose. Chin over chest, chin over chest, chin over chest. Palms forward, chin to back, right shoulder, and tilt. Believe it or not, in Bikram Yoga, I did it again, all those little things make a difference. All the little things. We don't want to debauch it. We don't want to change it. Definitely one of the most powerful yoga sequences, or systems, I'll say, that I've ever been exposed to in my life. And I've been exposed to a lot of them. Hold your lunge. Stay in a nice, easy breath in the right middle rib cage, strong through your base, and come back up. Stay nice and strong in a good base in breath. Breath is support, always. Straighten your left leg, left toes in, right foot back to left, arms over your head. Relax your arms down. Second set, inhale the arms over the head, touch the palms together, step to the right 4 feet. Same posture you just did. Pivot out on the right heel. Let's have our power yoga flow here. Arms parallel, pivot on the right heel. Lunge into the right leg with the right hip forward. Palms forward, chin to back, left shoulder. Back, left shoulder. And tilt. That's okay. I don't want you to have time to think. Let's get you right into posture. Push your knee back with your elbow. That's okay. Beautiful. Hold your lunge and come back up. Stay strong here. Lift your chest up so you have a right angle. Straighten your right leg, right toes in, left toes out. Lunge into the left leg. Palms forward, chin to back shoulder, and tilt. That's better, thank you. And there's no mistakes. I don't want you to think. I want you to slip to the right. Really, that's the truth. I want you to be present. Right here, right now. As present as you can be. We need a little left side of brain to do that, right? Push the knee back with the elbow as you lift through the chest, breathing easily into your wide open right middle rib cage. And it's just a nice solid base here. Hold the lunge and come back up. Nice and strong just for a moment. Feel it. Straighten the left leg, left toes in, right foot back to left, arms over your head. Relax your arms down to your side. Standing pose. So it's that wash that's important there. It's that letting it go with the exhale. Inhale for support, exhales to release. One set. Inhale the arms over the head. Get a nice tight grip, cross the thumbs. Hands in a prayer, cross the thumbs. So tight grip from the elbows again here. Step to the right 3 feet. Bikram loves nice tight grips. Pick up the toes, pivot to the front part of the yoga room on the heels, and then twist, 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 twist. Tuck the chin. Look down past your collarbone so you feel choked here, and round down. Marissa, can you square your hips and shoulders a little better to the front mirror? It's going to change the way it feels through your thyroid and parathyroid. Touch the forehead to the knee. Bend the knee as much as you need to get that contact. So one set. Again, Bikram wants you to touch your forehead to the knee here. If you can't, that's fine, but you're really going to try. Bend the knee as much as you need to, round the back as much, get the chin a little tighter, make that choke a little tighter if you need to. Not nose to knee, not forehead to shin. Hands in a prayer first. Straighten the right leg, and round back up. Good foot lock and leg lock as you stack each vertebra on top of the last. Important, we round up slowly. When you're up, pivot on the heels to the left. Pivot on the heels again to the back of the yoga room, and same drill. Twist, 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 twist. Tuck the chin, look down past your collarbones, and separate each vertebra from the last. So not rounding down with big clumps together and then trying to round the back. Your intent is to make it tight the whole time, and it changes it. Forehead to knee. So I'm going to say that again. If your intent is to bring your forehead to the knee the entire time from the time you tuck your chin, it makes a big difference in where you're going to end up in the posture. When you're coming down kind of flat back and then trying to make the rounding, it's not the same thing at all. It's like squeezing all the toothpaste out of a tube of toothpaste from the bottom. So bend the knee, get the contact, just one set. A good foot lock in the left foot is a big part of this posture, folks. If you feel the weight going into the knife edge of the foot, push through your big toe. Get a good pada bandha through the ball of the big toe. Straighten your left leg first and round back up, stacking each vertebra on top of the last. Come up. When you are up, pivot to the left on the heels. Right foot back to left, arms at your side. Just standing pose, everybody. Pivot to the front of the yoga room. Alec, good job. Excellent. Left leg locks. Pick up the right foot, bottom of the foot flat to the ceiling. Right knee down and back. You guys are making it look easy. Bottom of the foot flat to the ceiling. Heel up. So with your left hand, you're working the heel up. With your right hand, you're working the knee down and back several times until it's tight. Then right hand comes prayer. Ideally, eventually, from the side, it's going to look like you have one knee, one hip, and one shoulder. And maintaining the Tadasana is a huge part of this posture. With the foot lock, leg lock, core bandhas. We're using our core bandhas. Shoulders are very still as we lift the chest. Third eye drishti. Nothing but breath. And release the right leg. Pick up the left foot, bottom of the foot flat to the ceiling. Holding the left foot with your right hand, bring the heel up, and with your left hand, work the knee down and back. So get it nice and tight and compact. I'll do it like 3 times to get it nice and tight. Never do this posture if you're not hot. Ever, ever, ever. Left hand comes prayer. I've injured myself 3 different times demoing this posture. This is 20 years ago, not recently. I learned those lessons. So standing still is part of this posture. You've got your nice solid drishti, you have your awareness on breath, good foot lock, leg lock, mula uddiyana bandha. It's pretty strong here. And we want it to settle into a stillness. That has everything to do with your focus and being present. And release. Pick up the right foot, bottom of the foot flat to the ceiling, right knee down and back, work the heel up. If you're doing toe stand, really important you get that tight base here. Don't be afraid of toe stand. If you've had more than a few classes and have healthy knees, Bikram wants you to do it. Both hands come prayer to heart for toe stand. Hinge at the hips and fold. If you're going to do toe stand, don't make the forward bend a big deal. Thank you. Just own it. Just bring your hands to the floor. Don't worry about mucking it up. Sometimes that happens. So don't worry about you doing it right or wrong. Knee down, chest up, not sitting on the heel. Your gaze is about 3 feet ahead of you on the floor. If you're looking in the mirror and you're still learning it, I recommend you look at the floor. If you know it, that's great. You can use your third eye drishti. Eventually closing the eyes. It's really tricky. Don't do it today. Don't do it today. Grin nice. And come back up, push away from the floor. It's all about the work to me. So don't be in a hurry. Hold your standing half lotus, folks. Or we'll say tree pose. He also calls it Tadasana. It's a mountain pose. Standing pose. Standing pose. It's not a tree pose. It's not a mountain pose. It's a standing half lotus pose. Pick up the left foot. Bottom of the foot flat to the ceiling. This variation of toe stand I know to be unique to Bikram yoga. Might not be, but I don't know it in any other system. And both hands come prayer. Work the heel up. So again, don't make the forward bend a huge deal. If you can do a forward bend, hinge at the hips and fold. If you've had even a few classes, it's okay to, and you have healthy knees, you're welcome to try this posture. Be really, really, really careful with it, though. I've injured myself a few times. We've got somebody in the room that's just recovering from an injury from tight hips, tight hamstrings, kind of forcing into it. He's not going to do that again. It's not worth it. So keep the lift nice. Just think knee down and chest up a little bit more. You think I'm talking to you? I am knee down and chest up. Don't be afraid to fall back. I can see that you don't want to fall back. I'm talking to you, Caroline. Lift your chest up. I want you to fall back. And come back up. I can see that you don't want to fall back. I don't want to see that. No judgment. Standing pose. Dead pose. Boom. If you're going for water, it's a splash, because this is not a good place to drink water, is the truth. And that's ashram yoga. I blame you, for this whole thing here. I'm serious. They only think it's funny when I tell the truth. Bikram wants your eyes open here. He doesn't want you to drift off or space out. He wants you to be present, but the eyes are locked on a drishti. Your awareness is on the breath. The only difference between you and a corpse in this posture is you have breath. I encourage you to close your eyes. That's one of the few places I'm going to deviate from Bikram principle. I also don't want you to drift off or space out. I want you to stay present with your breath. Not concentrating on breath, not resisting thought. It's an innocent, really trained awareness that we keep on breath. And I'm going to say that again. We're really, for those of you that are new to it, we train ourselves to be able to keep our awareness on the breath. By knowing where to go that is still. That is closer than breath, where we can just be an observer, having an experience. Your experience right now is breath in dead pose. Keep it that simple. Dead pose. There's an intent and there's a surrender. And this is what's yoga. Your eyes are closed, slowly open the eyes. Stay in dead pose, find a drishti, reaffirm. Eventually that's seamless. Doesn't matter if your eyes are open or closed. Doesn't matter if we're in activity or in stillness. Seamless. That's what we're looking for. Non-duality, right? Just Atman. Anything other than is not true. Inhale your arms over the head, flex your feet back, cross the thumbs, dive for the toes, double pump, double exhale, forehead to the knees. There is no less flow on the floor. Oh, lie back down. What are we doing? This isn't power yoga. Lie down, everybody, on your back. You all just wanted to roll right through it, too. Lie down, wind removing. Bend your right knee into your chest. Interlace the fingers. Pull your right knee into the right shoulder. I went into power mode. That feel good, though? Didn't it? A little rise and shine. It seemed to work. Probably just could have kept you right moving, is the truth, into Cobra series. This is important. So the reason that this is in the Bikram yoga sequence is 100% to prepare your intestines to lie on your stomach and work hard in spinal strengthening. Kind of 100%. So you push through the heel, get a little stretch. This is kind of a unique way to do it, and then pull straight down to the floor. A grip is part of the posture. Get that nice tight grip. I like it. It's a nice transition to working hard on the floor. Nice little opening through the hip, low back, a little release after our standing series. Eyes open, stay with me. Bring the right leg down. Just one set in our abbreviated class, however. Bring the left knee up, change your grip. Pull the left knee into the left shoulder. Flex your toes back, push through your right heel. So again, I want to feel a little stretch, and it's kind of unique. It's not really in the Bikram dialogue. Push through your heel, pull the knee up into the shoulder. Get a little opening, and then pull. It's the straight down pull that's important. Bikram wants the knuckles of your hands to turn white. You're cutting all the blood supply off to your hands right now. So again, the grip is part of the posture. And release the left leg down. Bring both knees into the chest. Give yourself a big bear hug around the shins. Try to grab your opposite elbows. Tuck the chin so the base of the neck is flat on the floor. So knees and ankles together. Grab your elbows if you can and stretch your heels down towards the floor. So those of you that can't get your elbows, I want you to keep trying to relax your upper back onto the floor. So I would rather the base of your neck and your shoulders and upper back are on the floor and your tailbone's up a little bit. So we're going to start from the upper back and work our way down. Some of you have your upper backs off the floor. I want the chin tucked, upper back flat on the floor. It's okay if your lower back's coming up. Really pull the knees into the chest and stretch your heels down. So relax your head onto the floor. And release the legs straight up to the ceiling. Bring your hands under the hips, palms down, and slowly lower the legs on a couple of cycles of breath. Bring your legs down. Don't hurry. Eyes open, awareness of breath, dead body pose. So it's not a huge ab workout, stimulating them a little bit. Preparing for Cobra series. Now here we go. Inhale the arms over the head, flex your feet back, cross the thumbs. Dive for the toes, double pump, double exhale. Strong move, forehead to the knees. This is a yoga posture, folks. Forehead to the knees. You want to blow toxins out of the body. Lie down on your stomach. Like I said, let's have a good flow in Cobra series, please. Boom, boom. We want to keep our flow and not get involved in self-talk, muddy middles. Hands under the shoulders. Most of y'all know what you're doing here. Arms close, elbows high, lock your legs. There's not a whole lot of setup here is the truth. Push your feet into the floor. Make a solid Cobra's tail. And inhale, pull up. Flat back. So it's not an up dog. We're pulling a flat back up. Engage your lower back muscles. To get into your lower back, you've really got to use your Cobra's tail is the truth. It's not really about the Cobra's tail, but the Cobra's tail is going to let you get into your low back. Pull with the low back. Push the feet into the floor. So solid with the legs. Elbows back. One more set of ribs up. Please stay in breath. Stay in breath. Don't give up on the posture. And down slowly. Left ear on the ground. Look right. And it's just a short release. Face is soft. Eyes open, please. So we want to save that effect for our final dead pose. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I was going to say I'm not a fan of practicing Austin with your eyes closed, but that's not true. In restorative yoga, it's all right. I can settle in on long holds with my eyes closed a little bit. But this is different. Kriya, we want to be present. Chin flat on the floor. Let's do it again. Hands under the shoulders. Lock your legs out. We're going to start a nice flow here. Think about where you left off at. Like there's nothing between. Squeeze your legs and inhale back into your Cobra pose. So pull the elbows back. Pull the elbows back. Pull the elbows back. So push the feet into the floor and pull it back. Look up, go up, all the way up, everybody. One more set of ribs up now. Push a little bit if you have to. Just a little bit. And down slowly. Right ear on the ground. Look left. Dead body pose. Let's keep moving. Chin flat on the floor. Pick up the hips and bring your arms beneath the body so the palms are facing down and the elbows are all the way beneath the body. Looking in the front mirror, relax your left leg, lock your right leg like a lamppost, and pick up the locked right leg. Foot flat, squeeze your right quadricep against the bone, and I want you all to feel like I'm pulling you back a little bit through your ankle, getting some space out of your hip and low back for you. And bring the right leg down, relax the right leg, lock the left leg, and pick up the locked left leg. That's it. Upper back. We're using upper back even here. Really engage your legs, folks. Squeeze the legs. These are good, good, good. And bring the left leg down. Bury your face in the towel. Move your hands closer to the knees. Move your elbows closer towards each other. Make the body strong like a board. And on inhale, both legs together. Inhale, push both legs up. Just one set. In our 75-minute class, we do one set usually of this. Push it up, push it up, push it up. I don't care how high they are. Push as hard as you can. Nice, Brynja. Push, 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 push. Don't stop pushing. I don't care if it's the last posture you do today. One more inch up. One more inch up, please. Down slowly. Some really nice holds. Left ear on the ground, soften your face, soften the breath, heavy in the mat. Let the dust settle. It's the best analogy I have. It's a very recent one I've started using, but you guys are really good at letting the dust settle here. And you're so good at it, even new students come in and they just kind of settle right into it too. It's this nice, strong collective we have. But we want to be part of that dust settling between postures. Be aware of it and feel it. Settle with it. Chin flat on the floor. Hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers. Yes, I know. One set. Lock the legs out. Bring your arms high. Get a good grip if you can. Arms high. Squeeze your legs and inhale everything up. Inhale everything up. So again, I don't care if you do anything else after this. Make this your best posture. Where's your cobra's tail? Squeeze your legs tightly. Lift up, look up. I know for some of you with a lot of muscle, this is a pretty uncomfortable hold. Lift. The trick is to lift your body weight into gravity. Lift the legs up, arms up, bring the arms out to the side like airplane wings. Notice how you can lift higher. Arms out to the side like airplane wings. Arms out to the side like airplane wings. Bring your hands out in front of you, shoulder width apart. Bring your feet to hip width. Don't worry about making mistakes. Feet hip width, hands shoulder. And everybody, lift up. Look up and lift up. Bring the basketball way up over the head. And down slowly. No dying pose. Dead pose. Right ear on the ground, look left. Dead pose. And feel the dust settle. There's a lot of people in this room that are really good at it. And it does affect the whole room. Feel the dust settle. And settle with it. Be part of it. Chin flat on the floor. Bend the knees, heels to the hips. Grab your feet, thumbs with the fingers. Feet, knees, heels 6 inches apart. Press your low abdomen into the floor. Bikram says kick back. I like you to kick up. Kick. Get a good grip and kick. I want you to kick the pelvic girdle up and the weight forward and the soft part of the belly. If kicking back does that for you, then I'm all for it. So if you're kicking back to kick the pelvic girdle up and kick the weight forward like a standing boat, kick back. But I got you need to drive. For most, you want to try to get the pelvic girdle up off of the floor, drive the weight into the soft part of the belly. Look up, open the chest, kick it up, pick it up, find that hard end feel, stay right there. Brynja, that's nice too. Come down slowly. Told you training's forever. Left ear on the ground, look right. I've trained very few better than I trained you. You've been trained really well. Chin flat on the floor, bend the knees, heels to the hips. Grab the feet, thumbs with the fingers. Press your lower abdomen into the floor and extend both legs up. Go right where you left off at. So this is where I don't want you to start talking to yourself. Act with the body alone, go right back to where you left off at. Kick it up, pick it up, stretch it up, look up. If I took you by your knees and lifted you up, could I bring you forward right now? We're already forward and locked out. Maintain that hard feel. So look up, look up, look up. Open the chest up. And down slowly. Right ear on the ground, look left. Eyes open, soft face, soft breath. No mind. No self-talk. Just find that still place. There are two different versions. The two versions don't match. Eventually, maybe they do. But in process, the two versions really don't match. Come to the top of the towel, bring your knees together, separate your feet. You have to decide. Heels tight against the hips, walk yourself back. So again, I think everybody's had this class at least once. Carefully your knees, one set also of this posture. I do recommend you do a lot of quad stretching on your own, folks. Come on back, one elbow, one hand, one elbow, one shoulder, if you can get all the way back. Not picking the knees up off the floor. So if this isn't good for your knees, you're really careful with it. If it feels like you're forcing your knees down, you're going too deep. I'm just going to say I do recommend you do a lot of quad stretching or rolling. Tight quads are a major source of low back problems. And we don't do a lot of quad stretching here. It's easy. I do a ton of it on my own. I'll wake up and do it at night. And come back up. Support yourself coming back up. Stay there when you're up. Move to the back of the towel or mat. Feet, knees, heels together, hips on the heels. Abbreviated 75-minute sequence. So ideally, I'd like to see you come into a hero pose here. Feet, knees, heels together, hips on the heels, hands round over the knees with the arms locked. That would be our transitional posture here, ideally. Inhale your arms over the head. Palms together, cross the thumbs and stretch forward. Try to touch your forehead to the floor first. Chin away from chest. So dialogue is forward to the floor. I want you to try to touch the tip of your nose to the floor. So you're really bringing the chin away from the chest and lifting the chest. Folks, there is technique in this posture. Get a camera on Perla if you don't have a camera on Perla. It's right here. So the elbows are lifted and locked, and the weight's forward. You're doing it. The weight's forward. Cocking the wrists forward is pulling the spine nice and long and flat. That's what I want, pulling the spine long and flat, pushing the hips down towards the heels. So if you're just resting the knife edge of the hands onto the floor, you're not doing that. I'm going to say it again. You're rotating the wrists up, just the tips of the baby pinkies are on the ground as you lift the elbows high. This elbow's coming up and forward is what's pulling your spine long and flat. If you're not doing it, you're not getting the tractioning. Now, like I'm pushing your hips down onto your heels. Inhale, reach forward and up. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, arms to your side. Dead body pose. Right into dead pose, please. That's all I really want to say. There's a lot of people in this room that have been coming for over 10 or 15 years, some of you more than 20. I used to have a lot to say in the back end of the class. Not so much anymore. You guys know where to go and you know what to do. And again, like I said, it's so vivid that I really don't have to give new students a lot of instruction. They just slip right into it with you guys. It's kind of the ideal. You learn how to play tennis, and then you play tennis together. So you guys, most of you know how to do this. So we come in and we have Kriya. We take Kriya together, right? It's all Kriya. Inhale your arms over the head, flex your feet back, cross the thumbs, dive for the toes, double pump, double exhale, forehead to the knees. It's all Kriya. Come to the top of the towel, stand on the knees. Feet, knees, heels, 6 inches apart, fingers down, thumbs outside. Active thighs support the sacrum and backward bending. So Bikram wants you to draw the low abs in as you inhale into the chest, as you look back and go back into the back bend. At first it's kind of uncomfortable, and then it feels good once you train yourself to do it. So you're going to draw the low abs in and inhale into the chest and open up the big back bend. Go back supported and wait for your teacher, everybody, and then reach back. Go back supported if you want to. It's not more or less correct to reach back or not to. Hips forward. If you are reaching back, I want to make sure you're not dropping the hips back. The hips have to stay stacked over the knee joints. Beautiful. So I want you to point your toes, Andrew, and it's not a really big deal if you come back all the way. You can stay supported. And come back up supported. And sit back hips to heels. I see the whole room all the time. Dead body pose. I've had students ask me before how I see them doing some things in the room when my back is turned to them. And I'd like it to be really woo-woo mystical, but I use mirrors really well. I've been in a room with mirrors for 24 years, and I just know how to use the mirrors. That's all. Inhale the arms over there. One more set. Flex your feet back. Dive for the toes. Strong. Double pump, double exhale. This is a posture. And come to the top of the towel. Stand on the knees. Just have a nice flow. Like we're going on a hike together. Just get a nice pace. Lift through the thighs. Draw your low abs in. Inhale into your back bend. Supported. So inhale right to your heart end feel, folks. Your heart stop. And then make the decision if you want to reach back. And you don't have to. I've got a few people in here with deep, deep back bends that are choosing to stay supported today. Both of you guys, I don't know why, but it's a fine decision to make. Go back, look back, drop your head back, Marissa. Hips forward, chest up. Hips forward, chest up. Hips forward, hips forward. I need to get your hips over your knees. They're dropped back behind your knees. And come back up. So it's not really a goal to reach back there, folks. And sit back, hips to heels. Dead body pose. This is an important dead pose. So I do need to say that again. There's not necessarily more benefit by going deeper into a posture, and it's not more correct there to reach back or not. Some of the bigger back bends in the class right here, for whatever reason, we're supporting that posture. And Claudia's got a big back bend. Sometimes she just supports the posture. So it's all, in Bikram yoga, it's always, what's the posture doing for you? There's never an ego goal of how far you can go into it or what you can do, or it's really about the dead pose, right? Are you experiencing dead body pose? Inhale the arms over that, flex your feet back, cross the thumbs. Dive for the toes, double pump, double exhale. Sasana, rabbit pose. Feet, knees, heels together, hips on the heels facing the front of the room. Middle of the mat. If you're slippery, you can wrap your towel over your heels. Don't have to. Fingers inside, thumbs outside. Different copies of the dialogue say different things there. So squeeze the heels together. Get a good grip, tuck the chin. One vertebra from the last. Separate them as you go down. Tuck the chin and round down. Check your grip halfway down and make sure you have a good grip. If you don't have a good grip, you do not have a good rabbit pose. And then there's technique again here, folks. Squeeze the heels together and pull with the arms as you lift your hips up. Lift your hips until the arms lock out, for most of you. Really try to make the arms lock out all the way. And then you're pulling with the arms so there's zero weight in the head. You're lifting the hips and you're pulling, bringing the posture into your sacrum. You want to feel it in your lower back. Not in the neck ever, not in the upper back. We really want to bring it right back down into the sacrum. Closing the heart chakra right now. This is a really good one for you to do on your own. Just think about bringing energy all through here with your inhale. Feel that right there? That's what I want you to do. And come back up, round back up. There's all kinds of stuff that would be good for you to do on your own. Stay there. Sit down on your buttocks. Bring the right leg out to a 1 o'clock position. Bring the left foot into the inner thigh. Both sits bones in the floor. So get grounded. Inhale the arms over that. Interlace the fingers. Twist over your right leg. Twist, 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 twist. Tuck the chin and round down. Forehead to the knee. Balancing the blood sugar for the third and final time in your Bikram sequence. So that is why this posture is in the sequence. Pretty much pure and simple to balance your blood sugar, folks. Bikram wants you to have energy for after your yoga class, so you get that good, clean yoga energy, not feeling taxed. You must have your forehead on the knee, and you must be breathing through that uncomfortable sensation to get this benefit. So again, here, it's not about having the legs straight and stretching the hamstring. We want the choke. We want the round back, round spine, chin to chest choke, and come back up, arms over the head. Left leg out, right foot in, twist over the left leg. Twist, 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 twist. Tuck the chin and round down over the left leg. If you are feeling this a little bit through your left hip, low back, those are hamstring attachments. They will stretch a little bit. Both of you are having a bad hair day here? And pull the toes back, thumbs with fingers. Let's get a good grip, please. All the little things make a beautiful finished asana practice. I didn't say yoga practice, I said asana practice. And come back up, arms over the head, uses abdominals. Lie down on your back, both legs out in front of you, sorry. Lie down on your back. Dive for the toes, double pump, double exhale. It's been a great class, guys. Let's finish it strong. Everybody stay with me. Hook your big toes and walk off of your sits bones. Right to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. Breath of fire is going to be fun with this room today. Lift your chest, inhale, push the heels forward to the front mirror, and pull straight forward, flat back. You hear me talk about Kriya a lot. All the yoga that I teach is Kriya yoga. Kriya just means process, or really complete process. It's about work. You're doing the work. You're working. Pull, 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 pull. Bikram yoga is from the exact same lineage as the Kriya we take. Paramahansa Yogananda, his brother Bishnu Ghosh. This is Kriya yoga, meant to be Kriya yoga. And the last breath exercise is a big part of this Kriya. And come back up, turn around, lie in dead body pose. Just still for a moment. Nice job. Inhale your arms over the head, flex your feet back, cross the thumbs, dive for the toes. Strong double pump, double exhale. Feel a yoga posture. Second set, face yourself in the mirror. Let's have a good flow. Just turn around. Extend your right leg, bring your left foot in, feel the sits bones on the floor. So as you inhale and bring the arms over, get a nice long flat back. Inhale up, interlace the fingers, twist, 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 twist. Tuck the chin and round down. Probably a fairly short second set. I want you to make this uncomfortable. Elbows in. Lena, you're really working well. And for those of you that are new to this, there's a lot of really experienced practitioners, lots of teachers, lots of people that should be teachers. I put you in that category, both of you guys. And come back up, arms over the head, left leg out, right foot in, both sits bones on the floor still, twist over the left leg, tuck the chin and round down. I'm going to be repetitive. I'd like you to make this as uncomfortable really as you can through your throat, through the choke, as uncomfortable to breathe as you can. And then we're moving breath through that sensation. Pull your toes back. Some of you are pointing your toes, pulling back. I want you to pull your toes back and push through the heel. If your elbows are on the floor, the way that I learned to teach this posture and learn to practice it is you can use your arms like a fulcrum and pick your heel right up off the ground. Not all Bikram teachers teach it that way. And come back up. Some do, some don't. Both legs out in front of you. Lie down on the back. I think it depends on their personal experience with it. Dive for the toes, double pump, double exhale. Hook the big toes of the first two fingers, walk off your sits bones. To the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. So let's get up off your sits bones, folks. Lift the chest with an inhale, push through your heels, and pull straight forward. Flat back, low abdomen to the thighs, chest lifted, chin away from chest. Good job today. Stay in your breath, stay in your posture. So everybody gaze up. If you're looking down, you're looking in the wrong place right now. If you're looking down, you're looking in the wrong place. Third eye drishti. If you can't see yourself, lock onto someone's costume. And change. Stay there. Shake your legs out. Just windshield wiper them a little bit to release hamstring attachments. That's all. Shake them out a little bit. Bend the left knee in so it points straight ahead of you. Right leg up and over, ankle to knee contact. Left knee points straight ahead of you. Right leg up and over, ankle to knee, so like a rock on a rock. Bring the right hand behind your back like a jack, not a kickstand. Push your chest up. Reach your left hand up and bring your left arm up and over the top knee. So you're going to use your back hand, your right hand like a jack. You're not leaning on it like a kickstand. It's close to the body and you're pushing up. Inhales are lifting the chest and pushing the sits bones into the floor simultaneously. So inhale, you're lifting through the chest. Every exhale, seeing if you can ease your way into the posture. Where are your hands supposed to be in this posture, though? You guys have been super well trained. You should know that. I just want to see what I can do here. If I do this, up, reach up. Let me do it, let me do it, let me do it, let me do it. Okay, that's all. I just wanted to see where I'd put you. Don't force. And come back to center position. I don't want you to force. I just wanted to see where your hard stop was. Same thing on the other side. Bend the right knee in. Bring the left leg up and over. Ankle to knee contact. Left hand is behind the back, close to the body like a jack. Push your chest up, reach your right hand up, and bring the right arm up and over. So when you reach up, you're going to lift the shoulders up. Keep your shoulders high as you come over it. Don't drop the shoulders down, because that reach is bringing the shoulders up. And push the knee down and back. Inhale, lifts the chest. Work the knee down and back. Inhale, lift, exhale. Look over your left shoulder. See if you bring the left shoulder back a little bit more. So again, the breath is doing two things. It's grounding you, and it's lifting the chest. So inhale, take up some space. Let prana take up some space. Exhale, squeeze it out. And come back to center position. Andrew, that looks good. Turn around and lie down, dead body pose. Usable muscle. No reason to have it if it's not usable. Most of the good special forces guys I've known, they haven't been huge. They've been great cardiovascular shape, big legs, always big legs. But they're not huge. So if we do this correctly, and we have done this correctly so far, this should be the most challenging part of your yoga class. Breath of fire, some call it skull shining breath, kalabati. Pranayama, it's really not pranayama, there's no retention of the breath, but we'll call it pranayama. Every repetition, make it hurt, blood out of the eyeballs, snot out of your nose. Do every repetition sharp, strong, and crisp. If it hurts, keep going. I haven't ever lost anybody in this. Inhale your arms over that. Flex your feet back. Cross the thumbs. Dive for the toes. Double pump, double exhale. Forehead to the knees. Come to the top of the towel. Feet, knees, heels together. Hero pose, Virasana. There is technique in this posture. Feet, knees, heels together, hips on the heels, hands round over the knees, the arms lock, the shoulders are soft. So the hands rounding over the knees and the straight arms are part of the posture. Nice long flat back is what we're looking for. Shoulders are soft. Y'all have done this. Inhale, expand your belly out and inhale into your belly with it expanded out. It's kind of counterintuitive. Let's go. Strong and crisp. No faster. No faster. Crisp. Everybody. Fast. Everybody. Everybody, go. Dead pose. No water, no splashing, no scratching, no itching. Dead pose. No anything but dead pose. This is the most important transition of your yoga class. Close your eyes. So just like you've hit a light switch, what does the body look like in dead body pose? What does your body look like right now practicing dead body pose? What should it look like? Make it match. What does it feel like to relax and surrender into dead body pose? Not what does the intellect think it feels like, what does it actually feel like to sink into a dead body pose? It is not in your head, it is in your heart, folks. Take a long, slow, huge inhale through the nose. Make the lungs as big and uncomfortably full as you can hold them. Everybody, big, full, uncomfortable lungs, please. Let go and fall. Settle with the dust. Collective. All in the same space at the same time. It's powerful when we all fall into that same space in the same time. Yoga is to learn to be still. Yoga is to learn to be innocent. To surrender. Namaste.